Trying to set this up and see if the mics are working. Let me get my moderator in here and see what we can see. Mic check. There's a chat. How's it sound? Can you hear me? Is the mic working? It's picking up. I don't know. It's off. All right. So let's give this a try. Let's see in terms of interaction, which one is so feedback. Still right now? Do you hear the feedback? Let's see, maybe I need the rest of this. Still the same? Thumbs up, thumbs up. I want static. Same, same? Try switching these out. Okay. Same? Yeah, that'd be best. Actually. Better. No one likes static. Trying to see what you can hear. Okay. So let me know. Let me know in the chat. Okay. Just try to keep it in the chat. Let me see if I can mute. Maybe it was a computer going back and forth. But thanks. So essentially test, retest. We see what works best for engagement and mobile live. I think it's the way to go. And we just did a live and then a live after a live. But in order to make improvements to any channel, to anything, you got to be in it. You got to try it. You got to see what works. So we're gonna go and try this. How you doing? I think this is a greater platform doing it like this way for engagement, for back and forth. Trying to create something dope, and I think dope is always going to be interactive. It's always going to be with what other people want to see. I want you to come to my channel and feel like you can raise a concern, or you can raise, hey, I'm curious about this. What do you think about this? Check this out. I want to build something that's going to be essentially, we're all better for the interaction. We're all better for the going back and forth. Sure, you can ask something. This is what I'm trying to do, more interactions here. And I think it's probably easiest way. I really can't type in the chat, but I can see what you're saying. Team broke up, been together for 4 years, but her mother don't want us to be together and don't want us to marry, uh, even while she knows that her daughter loves me. All right, so first I would say, how old are you? All right, I think your age is going to be important in how you go about sort of handling this. I think sometimes we have an idea that we want people to kind of rock with us and love us. My boy just got engaged and he talked to the father, say, can I get your hand in marriage, your daughter's hand in marriage? And he says, yeah, I'm going to talk to my to my wife because he knows she doesn't approve of the thing. But that's not stopping them going forward. So if you're 32, have you had that conversation with the mom? Right. And If it's the mom that doesn't want you guys to be together, how influential is the mom to her? That becomes one of the critical things. How influential is the mom? Is she in her ear? And is she simply going to do what her mom wants to do? If that's the case, your job is you got one or two tracks. You have to realize there's some things that sometimes it's the right person, wrong time. If she cannot break away from that, it does not matter how well things are going for you guys. If the mom will turn around and say, this is not good. I don't want to do this. I want to do something else. I want to move on with someone else. I want you to do this instead. Right. So if she was nice at first, do you know what conversations your daughter was having with her that you don't actually were made privy to? Listen, if she blocked you, my advice, get some space. Get some space. Let her rock out. If this is the way she's going, you have to look at this and say, if if you guys were doing this long term, if this is the way she's going to communicate with you or not communicate with you, this doesn't work. You know, did she give you a reason why she thought you were no good? Like a legitimate reason that because sometimes people give you BS just to say it while there's 34 other things that are really happening. If she's tied really close to her daughter, you got to leave that alone, right? You know, yeah, she didn't give you any reasoning behind that. Listen, the best thing, and I say this for most men, the best thing is always going to be you walk away, you sort of, and listen, this is going to hurt. It's 4 years you guys are together. This is going to hurt. You walk away and you got to level up. If you need, and I'll give you the real advice. Sometimes we level up and we do this. Um, oh, Shadow Race, I really appreciate that. Sometimes we gotta, it's spite. Right? Sometimes when you can't get out of bed, when you're tired, when you're angry, you're upset, and you think this hurts so much, you get out of bed in spite. You say, I'm going to make myself better in spite. You use that to drive you. With time, in a very short time, that spite disappears. You go from, you'll move from spite to hate to indifference. And you'll be like, listen, I'm doing this because this is the right thing to do. This is how I make myself better. That's where you want to find yourself. And it's going to take time. One of the things I always tell myself, there will be a future. 4 or 5 years, there will be a future. I spent my time now. And you're 32. I don't want you to even think about the game is up. The game is afoot. It's done now, right? You are going to listen, when I was 30, I thought I had it figured out. I thought I was good. I was golden. You couldn't tell me shit. I was doing pop, pop. I was making all these moves. 35 hit. I was like, you ain't no shit at 30. 40 hit. I said, you didn't know shit at 35. Now I look forward to 45. I look forward to 50. I look forward to looking back and say, thank you for those moves you made. You set me up. Because in that 4 years' time you guys been together, I guarantee you, time seemed to move quickly. Time will do that again. Time is simultaneously slow and it's very fast. If you start laying the foundation now, and men are very good at this, men are good at repetition and the same boring thing over and over again. You're going to eat that rice, chicken, and broccoli again and again and again because you know it's good for you. It's going to hit the macros, it's going to give you everything that you need. And then you're going to keep going. Then you're going to keep going. You're going to make these small changes for yourself every single day. Think about if you doing yourself a favor tomorrow. Future me, I'm going to do you a little favor tomorrow. And then the next day, and the next day, next day. You're gonna look up, and here's the secret strat. Here's the secret strat. When you look up, you'll turn around and she'll realize, I fucked up. I fucked up. That's what happened. She'll realize that. Then you'll get the real story. There may have been another guy. There may have been her mom was this or bad about this. You'll get that, and you'll be in a place where you're like, hey, listen, I wish you the best. And what you did for me, I thank you for that. I thank you for that because I didn't have the opportunity to really grow and have this accelerant poured on my growth like this. Men, we get weird like that. When we get hurt, we go one of two ways. It breaks us. It breaks us, and we're broken for sometimes the rest of our lives. And then other times, people take that and say, that hurt a lot. I'm going to make sure the next time this happens, I'm in a much better place. You want to make yourself to the point where it's like, listen, if you think there's a better version, you got a better deal somewhere rather than me, please have fun with it. Go for it. Try it. Do whatever you need with it. But if I'm not your cup of tea, I'll find someone that likes tea. Yeah. Voice message crying. Listen, follow you, save it, put it on a drive somewhere, leave it at that. Delete it off your phone. You can have it somewhere there, make it hard to access. But if this is a decision she's making, you do not want to build something significant with someone, right? So it's being she had to leave because her mom told her. So if she's not ready to actually create something with you, then there's nothing you do. That link that people have, that bond with their family, you can't just break that. They have to be willing to say, I can either manage these things together or not at all. Especially if they're not telling you the real reason her mom doesn't like you. That's critical. If you can't give a reason, and listen, let's be clear. You don't want to find yourself in a position where you're constantly looking to prove yourself to someone that tells you you're not good enough for my daughter. You will always be in last place. Patrice and I had a joke. We're saying you're trying to get in front of her, right? You're driving down a one-way street. You're trying to get in front of her, but from behind, you can't do that. The only solution you have is to drive off. First turn you have, make it right, make it left, and do what you got to do. The best thing you're ever going to do for yourself is just work on yourself. As a man, that is your secret sauce. There's nothing else you got going for you. Secret sauce, you got to work on yourself. You got to make yourself someone that she would look at and say, I was stupid to do this. I was stupid to do that. I wish I'd have been my own person, because that's usually how it goes. They wish, like, I wish I had my own wherewithal to say, Mom, you're wrong about him. You don't know the things I know about him. You haven't seen him like I've seen him. I understand you have your own lived experience that makes sense for you, but that was your life, that's your generation. This is a new world to you. And if you raise me correctly, Mom, if you raise me correctly, you know I will make the best decisions for myself. Yeah. So you don't understand? Oh, nah. Don't pretend like she never existed, right? Because you'd be lying to yourself, and we don't want to make you into someone that lies to themselves to make themselves feel better. You can't run. You can't effectively run from that pain and that hurt. Acknowledge it, but you are in control. You don't let it. When you're feeling it, when I say don't let it rule you, when you feel it, that's going to make you want to reach out and call her, text her from other numbers, show up to her outside the house. Nah, it's like put it in the fridge. When you need that motivation, when you need that reminder of what happened, you go in the fridge, you look at it, you close it, you go about your business. Your job right now is to make sure you're the best you possible. If that requires you going to therapy so you can talk some of your stuff out, you got friends, you got bros, talk to them, but put stuff in place where you're never going to go running back to that. Never let someone that told you, I don't want to be with you, I can't be with you, you never want to go and convince them you should be. Nah, I think you should reconsider. Nah, you say, hey, you know what? I hear what you're saying. I wish you the best. I wish you luck. Detach with love. No fights, no yelling, no screaming. Just say, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. Now, I'm gonna go to the gym for 3 hours, right? I'm gonna go and look at my life and say, what areas do I want to improve on? You have this vision of yourself, like Super Saiyan. You have this vision. I want to be like that. And you start tediously working on that. Say, this is what I gotta do. This is what I gotta do. This is what I do. Make sure part of that is compassion. You can now recognize, I see where you're hurting, I see where you're in pain. You never want to make it where, like, yo, these women are bitches. You never want to do that. Never want to do that. You want to just say, cool, I get that. I see that. I acknowledge that. I can't change your mind. It's not my job. But the next time you see me, you're going to look and say, fuck, I made a mistake. Even her mom, you want mom to be like, oh, fuck. You may never have those conversations. You may never hear that. But you become such an insurmountable force that they say, I messed up. I messed up. That's how I look at it. But you do it. Right now, I just want to get you moving. I want to get and this is going to be after a period of you mourning a bit, right? You sitting at home, chilling, drinking, feeling bad. But eventually you're going to start using that as fuel and just saying, where can I improve? You know the areas you can improve already. It's the same areas that you've been avoiding. We all do the same thing. Every time there's a New Year's resolution, you don't have to sit down and list them out. You know what you want to do better at. You know where you want to be, who you want to be, and you do that work. That's it. You look and say, now it's just you taking control of these things and you being intentional. You say, okay, I want to be stronger. I want to be faster. I want to be more fit. I want to be more well read. I want to be well traveled. I want to look like this. I want to move like this. I want my voice to sound like this. I want to learn this language. I want to learn this skill. I want to learn how to cook. I want to learn how to mute, whatever. There's a whole host of things. You may want to become a pilot, right? Anything, any of these things. You want to travel. You want to learn how to dance. You want to rock climb. All these things. The world is open up to you when you're saying, I'm working on me right now. That's it. That's really it. What happens after that? It's all on you. And there's a certain amount of magic that happens at that point. It becomes just incredible when you start walking that journey and say, here's what I want to improve. Here's what I want to improve. That's it. Yeah, you invest in yourself and you reinvent yourself. Every 5 years, I want you to go back and look. When you hit 35, I want you to go back and say, shit, look at me. I thought I had this shit figured out. And look at me now. And then in 5 years from that, you want to have that very same conversation said, I thought I was good. I thought I was golden. I thought I had it all figured out. I don't know shit. Every 5 years, I always want to go look back and say, the amount of work I put in, I'm unrecognizable. And then sometimes it's that simple as things from your style, the way you put together, the way you move at all times. You want to say, I never want people to see me out here slacking. So you're going outside, you make sure you look good, you look the part, you look ready to go, you look presentable. People see that and say, man, that guy's on top. That guy's got to figure it out. That's how you want to be. You start holding yourself every 5 years. You set your standard for yourself and you try to make it higher and higher to meet it, meet it, meet it, meet it, meet it. Yeah. This is listen, I'm giving it to you raw. There's gonna be shit that hurts. It hurts. You're like, ah, it fucking sucks. But you just get braver, you get more adequate at dealing with that. You say, cool, I'm using this fuel. That's fuel. What you need to remember right now is how easy, right? Cry, how easy it was to make you feel like that, how easy it was to get you off where you should have been. You never want to put yourself in that position. If someone wants to leave you and they can't give you an adequate reason, oh, my mom said so. Okay. If you don't respect me enough to have that conversation, mom too, you don't respect me enough to have the conversation with me, then I've been wasting my time here the entire time. That's how you want to start moving. Cool. Right now, I'm never going to tell you, do not feel your feelings, do not cry. You just don't get to show me. I don't get to cry. I'm not going to cry in front of you. I'll call my boys, I'll call my brother, I'll break down with my family, my friends, or close ones. You never get to see that side. That is a privileged thing. You have to look at it like that. Your attention and your time is for the privilege. It's for the people that have earned it. You earn that by showing up for me like I show up for you. You earn that by respecting me. If you don't respect me, it's cool. I'm not going to chase that. I'm not going to look for you. I'm not going to run you down for these things. You know where to find me, or you knew where to find me. When you come looking in 4 or 5 years, you won't recognize the person. That's how I look at most of these things. I always, the next time you run into those people you went to high school with or college with, you want them to look and say, damn, you kept it together. In fact, you're better than you were before. That's how it's got to be. Same way. If she comes to her senses in a little bit, even if you guys in a week you guys get back together, you cannot forget how easily this made you feel. And I know it's because you love, you care about her. I'm not want to deny that. Don't want to take from that. But the amount of control that someone else that is not you has over your life, it shouldn't be. It should never be that way. You're in charge. You're in the driver's seat of your life. You decide which direction you're gonna go. Period. Right? You feel what I'm saying? throw a like, consider subscribing to the channel. We talk about stuff like this often. I want to do more lives where we can do this back and forth, where there's something that you're curious about, something that you want to know about, or again, I think most exchanges are real exchanges. You get something from it, I get something from it. I get to say, oh, in speaking to you like this, it helps solidify some things I was thinking about, I was considering, help solidify my own sort of heartbreak and stuff I went through before, and trying to understand what is happening. On the previous lives we just did, I was talking about sometimes we end up missing who we were rather than missing the person we were with. And this is maybe, a little too soon for you to consider that, but over time you'll get what I'm saying. Well, all of us has been through that. And it's not just men, but men have a particular way of dealing with sort of this pain and heartache. And sometimes it's physical activity. It's getting out there and physically moving to feel better about our lives. Very normal for us. It's very, very normal for us. So don't feel like you gotta shut yourself in. That's probably one of the biggest mistakes we make. Get out there, get moving, get active. Lean on your friends, lean on your loved ones. And like I said, a lot of stuff we go through, we end up very so much better on the other side of it. So much better. It's hard to see it now, but it's when it's a trusted process, and it sort of makes sense. You know, um, yeah. Listen, you take control of your life. That's the best thing you can do. You know, like dark horse. You see what I'm saying here. You know, day by day, day by day, take it like that, day by day. And I think that's one of the great things that YouTube can allow people to do is just connect. Especially when people in a little time of need and see how they're feeling. This is what there's a beautiful side of social media, how we should sort of praise it. But if, like I said, if you have questions or stuff or comments or back and forth like that, I think this is a great opportunity for stuff like that. So we'll try. Right now, I go live once a week, and it's been Sundays for the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks. But I want to do more mobile lives like this because it's good for this back and forth interaction. If you guys have anything to say in the chat, and we can build a community like this. The channel's been active for 6, 7 months. So I think more of these would see, some sort of accelerant, some growth in that. Uh, I can consider going live on Instagram. This is this year. I want to flesh out the channel where I can do more of those things, especially if we can go live concurrently on both platforms. That would be great. If I just got really just sit down and learn how to do it, I think that would be great for growth. And this year, this is what I want to really focus on: growth, uh, in whatever fashion, whatever capacity that looks like. If that means YouTube, that means TikTok, that means Instagram. If it's available, I should be finding a way to do it on all platforms. I think that'd be a great idea. Yeah, the real Mr. Easy on Instagram. You can find me there. Let me see. Put it in the chat. But again, follow me here definitely as well. Um, it's really trying to grow this channel, trying to grow in this space, so we can end up having more of these back and forth and schedule them so when it's happening, when I'm going live, when we can talk, when we can go back and forth. Also, sharing the channel, that does absolute wonders for it. Oh, that's almost there. And you do as well. That's I don't want you to think that you aren't deserving of those things as well. My thoughts on black youth with dreads, is a way to treat them while going bald. There's a lot of science, a lot of changes going on with science, about balding. And then there's also just acceptance. And there's also just going to Turkey and getting, uh, getting the surgery and doing stuff like that. Depends whatever you want, whatever is important to you. Oh no, not banana cognac. Well, that doesn't actually sound bad. Um, thank you, because I could not figure out how to hit the chat. This is one of those things, just trying to learn new things about this. Um, that is crown peach. I like a little flavor in that. Oh, did you see that? I just saw the one he did on Netflix when I was in New York with my family just the other day, and that was just incredible. His storytelling ability is something that I really has me thinking about how to change, when I go live, how to change and how to adapt. And I love that we should always be inspired by whatever we sort of interact with, whatever we consume. It should inspire us to make changes in our own craft. Whenever people can tell an enriching story, that's critically important to how you communicate with other people, how you can address people, how you get people on your side to see what you're talking about. Best comedian on earth. I cannot argue that. I cannot argue that. Right? Even the old stuff to the new stuff to the confident swagger, even down to the pictures at the end. With all this, I was like, geez, this is good. Halfway in, talk about, you're gonna do this closer. It's a long closer. And just watching them, the callbacks. Like there's real skill and talent in here. It's inspiring. That's how I look at it. It actually is inspiring. Who's Gabe Horn? Is that another comic? Let's see. I know him by face. Gabe Horn. Actor, filmmaker. I'm not familiar with his work. You guys put me on to something right now. Yeah, George Carlin, yeah, amazing, amazing comic. I'm I really like also comics that are good at crowd work, that can sit there and go back and forth, you know. Oh, lame. Nah, okay. If you're into that, Ripping Bangers, congratulations. No. The internet will always internet, right? Shout out to the moderators taking care of that. Probably 10-year-old. Yeah. There's no telling here. Uh, what are you gonna do? That's the other downside about trying to new things, trying to expand the channel. It's just unregulated where you're in front of people, and whether or not they want to see it or not, it's up to them. So the internet, what are you gonna do? You know, listen, if that's what you're into, enjoy yourself. We don't try to judge over here. Yeah, gosh, I've forgotten that part of going live on mobile. This is why you probably need more moderators than actual viewers on it. You know. Besides that, again, this was a thing I wanted to attempt. I wanted to try. Again, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We're gonna try to do more of these. If I can do like these mobile lives, at least 30 minutes, an hour, 2 or 3 times a week, plus the live that we try to do at the end of the week. I think that would be a good thing to try to push through. Um, I think, yeah, I'll write that down and write that down. Listen, I appreciate you, Sullivan. Yeah, timeout. What's the name? Talking about his personal likes and tastes. Again, we don't judge. We just I'm a New Yorker, native New Yorker. Do what you want to do. Do it over there. Uh, that's really how it has to be. But there is that that infantile part of me that's like, nah, man, it's toilet humor. It's kind of funny. We're just like that. Um, like I said, we're gonna try to do more of these. Any share, any like, any sub. I really appreciate it, and I'm wishing you all the best. And hopefully, I'll see you guys maybe in a couple days on another mobile live. Again, we'll try different times. We'll see what works. What's really the key to success here. But that should be what we're all wishing for 2026. And we're just trying to get better with, each and every iteration that we try. So, like I said on the channel, I'll see you guys in the next one.